Here's exactly how we took 6K in ad spend and turned it into $45,000 in the span of 8 days, giving us a 7.5x ROAS. That is beautiful. Every $1 in, we get $7.5 back. We're not talking about dollars, we're talking about thousands right here. So I'm gonna be showing you guys the exact strategy that we implemented for these clients and how you as an info business owner or as a high ticket service provider, you can implement this for your own coaching business. Here's the 2 closes that actually got us to that going forward. As you see during the this is an international offer, so I woke up to these every morning and honestly made my day so much waking up to these. But at the exact same time, here's the offer owner letting us know we did it. $45,000 collected with around 6K in ad spend. I woke up to that as well. It was a great feeling waking up to this stuff. Honestly, once you set the systems in place as a coach, as a high ticket service provider, you're just gonna have leads booking in, closing, especially when you have your own sales team involved. It's a beautiful thing going forward. But before I do tell you guys exactly, the ad strategy that we implemented for this and how you guys could do it yourself, you guys need to understand though that in any ad strategy for a coach, service provider, you need to understand that any ad strategy really works. But the thing is, there's a few things you have to recognize. Number one, how hungry is your sales team and how much manual stuff are they willing to do? That's going to implement the ad strategy that you guys do. For this one, it's very focused on our sales team. It's not like ultra focused where they're like absolute dogs and killers, but it's as well as like, we don't have fat cat closers. We don't have those guys who just want really warm leads. Like, no, we let our closers get to work. They pull up their sleeves and they're going to start essentially nurturing the leads themselves. So I'll talk about that, how we do with our clients, but then at the exact same time, you guys need to make sure you have your foundations dialed in. So this is going to be, and I'll actually share my screen on this, the notable things to mention, because as we started working with these clients, a lot of things were like, because their ICP and messaging was off. So we needed to fix that. If we have an ad strategy going to the wrong ICP, we're burning cash. Then we had to optimize the funnel. So optimizing the ad scripts with the new strategy, designing the funnels. We wrote targeted email sequences for these individuals. Around 3 emails a day is what I recommend as soon as someone books in. If you think that's a little too much, you're not selling to the right person. Then we implemented Airtable to track and manage all of our leads. You could use ROAS if you're already using ROAS. If you're not using either Airtable or ROAS, you should learn how to use it or pay someone like me to probably come build it out for you, because you could track everything from UTM links, where people are buying from what ad, from your headlines as well, which headlines are converting the best. If you're not actually split testing these type of things, you're not going to go far. This is just some of the nuances that you should have within your backend already set up if you want to even scale to doing anywhere from like $45,000 with 6K in ad spend. Then we launched in 8 days, we did 45K. But notable things, like I mentioned, it's making sure you have your ICP pretty dialed in, that you know exactly who you're speaking to, but then at the exact same time, having the right funnel setup done, because you have the foundations that you can launch anything to bring leads in, and now you can actually convert upon these leads going forward. Here's just a little bit more. We even had a $60,000 PIF. It was one of the greatest moments of my life when I saw that one go through. And that month as well, we did over $150,000 collected with a little under $30,000 in ad spend. So I know on the title, I got you guys with 45,000 in 8 days because it did happen, but we as well did over $100,000 this month. Add up the 25K to the 131K, because that's before we had the automation set in place. That is over $155,000 collected with about $30,000 in ad spend. So how do we do this? We did this through a VSL book a call funnel, a pretty traditional VSL book a call funnel as well. So I'm gonna be going over exactly the paid ads that we ran for this, the strategy behind it, the funnel journey, and as well the sales process, because I'm not just gonna give you guys the ad strategy, because that won't work without having the right funnel, and that won't work without having the right sales process. All 3 things are crucial. Whoever tells you otherwise, they're lying to you. They don't want to see you make money. I want to see everybody who watches my videos make a lot of money and get a whole lot richer. So let's get straight into it. First thing I need you guys to understand, this is a big principle. It took me a while to understand this myself. It's you need to treat your paid ads as a funnel of its own, not just creatives. You don't just turn on ads. You essentially are turning on another funnel, a lead acquisition funnel. Your VSL funnel is meant for for nurturing. Your webinar funnel is meant for nurturing and selling. It's not meant to attract. This is what your paid ads do. Because many coaches or high ticket offer owners, they view paid ads as just a lead season ad and they go ahead and buy. And that is not the case. I want you guys to have this process now in your mind that says, when someone sees my ad, they are only curious. Because us as human beings, we have heuristics. Curiosity is one of them. But the thing is, we're not ready to buy if we're curious. We might be shopping around, we might be looking around. That is where the funnel of ads we have, number one, is going to counteract that. But then number two, our funnel and our sales process is actually going to get people ready to buy. But when we bring people into our sales process and our funnel, we want them as educated as possible on the new opportunity and the offer we have at hand. So when you guys take a look at this, I like to run my ads in three ways: top of funnel, middle funnel, and bottom of funnel. And I'll explain each one of these. Your top of funnel ads are going to be these ads where they're a very clear CTA. You know those ads where everybody's like, it's a super direct one. You probably run these yourself all the time. But what they're just meant to do is to get people who are initially at a deep enough pain point to just opt into the funnel, or number two, to get interested people to watch the creative. Because these ads, about 3% of people are going to click on them and be ready to buy. But the thing is, what about everybody else who still is interested, but they're not ready to buy from us yet, or just not ready to commit to actually learning more about us? Same thing, people who are actually landing on our page and not going through, it's not that the VSL doesn't work, it's just because they're not ready enough, they haven't seen us enough times. So what I like to do then is run middle funnel ads, which is going to be right here in the middle, value and educating ads. These ads are going to be all around. You retake our best pieces of organic. This is how organic actually works with paid ads. So many people are like, you run organic, you run paid ads. No, they're not two separate things. They're the exact same thing. You take your paid ads, you take your organic, and what you do is you create a second campaign. The second campaign, what you guys want to do, it's people who watch more than 3 to 5 seconds of your direct response ads, which your hook should immediately call these people out. If they watch more than this, they get put into a separate campaign. This separate campaign runs alongside that first one, which is middle funnel ads, which these are just going to be your organic pieces of content, which is the goal for us. We were selling a B2B offer. We had to show them the steps. We had to show them client case studies. We had to show them a lot of information that when another top of funnel piece of content comes back, they're willing to learn more. And even then, these ads have the learn more button pop up as well. So even from a middle funnel ad, you may get someone to go ahead, click on the funnel, have the headline, have the VSL, and have them book in a call going forward and go through your application. So you have two ways to getting people into the funnel now. And your middle funnel are really meant to nurture, give credibility, and explain pain points, positioning your solution as the next step. Now, what you can help them with, you want to go very direct into that opportunity side of things here. So here, as a recap, we're calling people out, middle funnel, we're re-engaging these people, giving them more value. So then when one of these pop up again, they're more likely to click learn more. Then comes our bottom of funnel ads. We're not going to see these as often, but these are going to be very direct ads. And you need to have a decent amount of people at least coming into your funnel now for this to even be able to work going forward. But your bottom of funnel ads are going to be people who are going on the application, who are filling in their information, but they're not applying. They're not actually booking in a call. And then as well, people who are not showing up to your call, and then people who are not closing. These are going to be your bottom of funnel ads, where you're very direct, like, hey, you've seen my process, you've seen what we could do for people, but you have not actually booked a call with me and my team. And that's probably because of one of 3 objections. And now in these ads, you could go through those objections. You can handle these objections. You could show more case studies. You could be very direct with your audience here because they've been through your process. They've been in your funnel. We know they have. That's how we're retargeting these people, because they've been into your funnel. So having these 3 level of ads working, this is the funnel of ads that you should be implementing to honestly just skyrocket any high ticket offer that you're selling, because you're going to capture initial people with top of funnel. And then from there, with middle funnel, the people who are kind of thinking about it, who are still on the edge, who've maybe landed on the landing page, but they didn't take action. These people are still people willing to buy from us. They just need to be reminded a few times to do things. Me, I'll even give you guys this perspective. I am a procrastinator when it comes to doing anything outside of business. I only do business. I don't do nothing else. I live and breathe the game. When I have to book a flight, when I have to go ahead and set up anything, I hate doing it. I completely hate doing it at this point. I'm about to get a VA just for my life, not even the business, just for my life, because I procrastinate so much. And I have people reminding me over and over and over and over again. And at one point I'm like, all right, cool, let me just do it. That's the exact same thing what your middle of funnel ads are doing. They're just reminding. So are your bottom of funnel, reminding and reminding and reminding, because that's the whole goal. You just want to remind these people. And as a gift for you guys, I gave you guys some ad structures for top of funnel. I know a lot of people don't don't do this. I really like you guys. So enjoy this. Here are 3 that work really well. We have the counterintuitive ad, we have the educational ad, we have the unique mechanism ad. The counterintuitive ad, it's exactly what it sounds like. You're giving a counterintuitive statement in this ad. Think of it, if you guys don't know what a counterintuitive statement is, it's a controversial statement that makes someone go like, huh? Like, what do you mean by that? A great one could be, if you're doing a weight loss offer, you might tell them essentially that, working out more is not going to help you lose weight. And someone who believes that working out more is going to lose weight is going to be like, what? What do you mean by that? Another one could be, posting more YouTube videos is not going to bring you in any more leads. And now they're like, what? Well, I thought posting YouTube videos is going to bring me leads. But now from there, they're going to talk about the pain in this ad. You're going to explain now exactly more into it. So you mention a pain, you explain it, and now you show the solution around it and you give a CTA, which the solution's your offer and how you help people. Then there's educational ad. This one's more around an audience where you need to educate them before they buy. So a B2B works pretty well here, not so much B2C. The counterintuitive is really well for B2C. For B2B, the educational ad works really well where it's you hook them in. It could be a counterintuitive statement or whatever hook that you have. You should already probably have a decent amount of hooks saved. So just take a working hook. After that hook, go into a problem that they're facing and now educate them more around the problem. Give education around what staying in this problem will do for them. Offer a solution and give them a CTA. So for me, it might be, a counterintuitive hook. Making more YouTube videos is going to cause you to have less business. From there, I'm going to explain that problem. I'm going to mention it. I'm going to explain it. And now it could be that, posting low quality YouTube videos is actually hurting your brand. People are watching your content. You're wasting time recording. It's all because you don't have the structure of how to speak on camera. And now that is the solution. You give a CTA. It's not the greatest copy because it's off the top of my head, but that's just something you guys can run with. Another one that I like to do, this works well for B2C or B2B, is a unique mechanism ad. This one is you're going to call an industry problem initially. So something that in industry is like a common problem. And then have a unique solution, why it works, and the CTA. Softwares do this pretty well. They'll call out a problem that, someone's facing, like, ChatGPT doesn't work so well for copywriting, etc. Then it gives a unique solution. What if you took ChatGPT, you took some top copywriter and you put them together? Now you have Cloud AI. And now you explain why it works so much better. You explain the features and the desires that they're going to get. And now you give a CTA. From here, you guys can use this. I'm going to link this down below, this whole document that you guys can go through. Hopefully it makes you guys a lot of money. And from there, everybody walks away happy. So that is the first part of the process I was explaining, the paid ads. Now let's talk about the funnel journey that we use for these clients. We did a simple VSL funnel. A lot of you guys know what a VSL funnel is. So what we did was we went ahead, and you need to look at your funnel though as a qualifier and an opportunity explainer. It does not sell. Your funnel is not selling. Your paid ads are not selling. Your sales process sells. Your funnel is a qualifier and a new opportunity explainer. So as soon as I land on the page, let's say I watch a top of funnel ad, I land on the page. The headline, it reinforces the desire. You should also be running your headlines and your ads specific. So you have an ad around, like, let's say we had a passport angle. Then from there, our headline is going to be around the passport. You guys see, like, it's all one congruent thing. Headline or ad, headline, VSL, it all makes sense. So you want to reinforce the desire or the problem that you called out in the ad. And then from there, you have your VSL. It's meant to educate and spark desire and give a CTA. You see how I said spark desire, not close, because that's what it's meant to do. Then you have an application to qualify and book. We were selling an offer where you need at least $50,000 to even work with us. So we had to be very specific. As soon as someone would book in or even start their application, they would have to go through this. As soon as that they booked in a call, we would have a pop-up show up. Here's a little side note. You guys can have a pop-up. As soon as someone lands on your call confirm page, if you have a low show rate, we had this in the past, we just have a pop-up that's like, hey, just want to let you know that go ahead and confirm on your calendar that you will be showing up to the call. If you miss your call, you will never be able to have one again. Essentially, just calling out that you're going to get blacklisted. Do that as soon as someone pops up. I know a lot of you guys have like step one, have that too, but then have that pop-up come up. Have step one. It's going to work like a charm right there. And then that's essentially the nurture process. Your VSL, your headline, it's that kind of that first entry into it, but it's not really going to sell people. So are your ads. You're not selling people. You guys have someone curious. Think of it like you have a rope out and someone's like holding the other end of it. They're not grabbing a whole rope yet. They're not yanking it back. They're just kind of slowly moving up that rope, because your sales process when you're selling to cold is actually what does the selling, because so many coaches and high ticket offer owners, you guys rely on your ads and VSL to do all the legwork for you. You think to yourself, I have a good VSL. I have some good ads. Why are people not buying from me? The reason people are not buying from you is because 80% of the selling happens when someone gets booked in. That's what happens when you sell to cold traffic. Organic is different. We're not talking about organic here, guys. We're talking about cold traffic. People have never seen you before. And I don't care how many ads you show them. They're 90-second ads. They're 2-minute ads. Maybe you show them a 5-minute YouTube video. Great. But that's not going to get people to buy. And everything you guys see in red right here, think of it like it's not going to sell. Everything in yellow does part of its job. Everything in green is what actually really does the selling for it. And I'll explain. Because your top of funnel ads brings leads in the door. Your middle funnel ads educates them a little bit. 90 seconds. Your VSL landing page. People don't even watch VSLs nowadays, guys. Literally, this person who watched 18% of this VSL bought her 25K offer. 18% bought a 25K offer because we're not optimizing for people to watch the VSL. And for God forbid, if you have a question in your application, it's like, hey, did you watch the full VSL? Please go ahead and delete that question immediately. You look stupid for that because it just shows an issue that people don't watch it, and you shouldn't be relying on people to watch your VSL. You shouldn't. If you are, means your backend and this stuff is what you need to set up immediately. But your pre-call page, this is pretty important because your pre-call page is going to have a lot of assets on it. But the goal is you have a call confirm page, which has a new opportunity breakdown, which is better for B2C. Then you want to have a process video, which goes over the process of your offer exactly. You could typically tie these two videos together as well. You could talk about the opportunity in the beginning, go into the process. But what you want to do is this video goes ahead, explains the process, explains the coaching offer, the step-by-step process, the unique mechanism, etc. That's going to get someone to that next level. You have some breakout videos in there. They're like 2-3 minute objection handling assets. But you guys want to make sure though, remember, people have to choose to watch this. When they land on your page, it's not like I need to watch this stuff. So we'll talk about the sales team does, but you need to have these assets in place. Same thing with hammering them with content. 3 emails a day is really good to start off. If you could go up, I would start off at 3 and keep looking at what your open rates are. As soon as you start going up to 4, to 5, to 6, you could go all the way up to even 7 or 8. I've seen that multiple times too. But start off at 3 and just optimize for open rates initially. Once you're pretty satisfied with your open rate, go ahead, start adding an extra email in there just based on majority of questions that you're getting from there. And you could do a retargeting ad strategy too called to hammer them. Jeremy Haynes coined this pretty well. And this is only going to work if you're getting a bunch of lead flow within a 72-hour period. Like let's say you're getting 100 book calls every 72 hours. What you want to do is you want to create a retargeting campaign, which is taking these people who are booking in a call, and then you want to show them even more organic content, make some specific ads for this, podcast clips, value, put some YouTube videos behind this. And what this is going to do now, it's you become omnipresent in their face. Are they going to watch every single one of them? No. Are they going to open every email? No. But the few emails they do open, the few videos they do watch, it's going to keep you omnipresent. Think of this. Every time I open my phone, instead of seeing a random ad that's going to talk about, how I could get more jacked, I see your face before I buy your offer. I think that's going to give you a better chance of me paying for your stuff versus me not. So you want to become omnipresent if you're at this level of scale yet. But the most important thing is your sales team actions, because you have to realize this. People could just browse past this. They don't need to go through this. It's a little bit more force in front of them, but this does a lot of heavy lifting. But guess what? If I don't watch it, I don't know. If I don't watch your process, the sales team has to deal with it. Same thing with the closer answering questions. So sales team is super important because the closer can go ahead and send these assets. Hey, were you able to check out our process video? It goes really in depth around the process, how we help our leads out. Oh no, I haven't yet. Oh, I haven't seen it. Oh, no problem. Let me send it to you. Sends them the video. They go through. Hey, what'd you think about it? Super dope. I love it. Amazing. You need to force people to go through this stuff. If I go in a funnel, I'm not going to scour everything through. I'm not that 3% of the market that's going to, find everything about you. I'm not even going to search your name up. If I book in a call with you, probably because either you look good, I think you could possibly sell something that's solid for me, or honestly, I'm just funnel hacking you. But I'll go in there. I'm not going to look for certain assets. No, I'm just going to go in there. I'm going to just browse through it. But then something that's really important is answering common questions. You can do a discovery process within a group chat before they get on a team call with your sales team. Understand that. You could go through this discovery before they go on this call, because let's say your closers, they're getting back-to-back calls. And I've had this multiple times happen to me where I'm like, hey, so why are we not closing some of these leads? And they're like, yeah, these people are not coming educated. Oh, they're not coming educated. And I'll ask them, I'll be like, how often are you reaching out to these people before the call? Oh, yeah, I'll just text text them before in the morning if they're going to show up or not. I don't even get a response from those. I'm like, oh, so they don't know what you look like. They don't know what you sound like. No, they don't. I'm like, oh, okay. And I think we as a business owner, we understand that if someone knows what we sound like and look like before a sales call, they're more likely going to buy from us because it's not the first time we're meeting. So you want to as well be able to create group chats. And I'll talk about this right here, where pretty much as soon as someone books in, we're answering questions for them. We're going through that initial discovery process. And even better, what we could do is they know what we look like. They know what we sound like. And bonus points, if you're funny, they're actually going to like you and they're going to be like, wow, I might want to spend money with this guy. I think we know if you can make someone laugh, they'll pretty much do anything for you. And especially when you want to make money, I mean, come on now. I want to make a lot of money in my career. And I'm just going to become naturally funny then. I'll become funny. I'll read some like comedy books. Just do what you got to do. Make people laugh. Be embarrassing. Doesn't matter. But from there, as soon as someone books in, at least for the teams that I'm running for sales, when they book in, initially, this is what we do. We have works really well on Instagram as well. Just a side note, works well on Instagram. iMessage is cool. I wouldn't recommend it as my first option. WhatsApp, we had to do it for this offer at least because it was international. But as soon as they get put in a group chat, we have the offer owner create a video for every single closer that's like, hey, just saw that you booked in. I'm super excited that you're taking action on this crazy opportunity that I have. Here is Liam, and he's going to go ahead and help you out with XYZ thing. He's been on my team for the last 5 years. He scaled his own e-com brand before. If you have any questions, please ask Liam. He's going to be your right-hand man. Great. You've introduced me to Liam. Hey there, Liam. Liam now sends a video just like that. Hey there, lead. Saw that you booked in, man. I'm super excited to speak to you on XYZ date. I saw in your application, though, that you are dealing with a lot of banking regulations, right? That's like the main reason you're coming to us. Yeah, I'm dealing with a lot of banking regulations. Oh, that's great, man. We actually recently helped out Tom. We just did an interview with Tom who is dealing with these banking regulations as well. Take a look at this interview. It's going to answer a lot of questions that you may have before our call. No problem. Follow up. Make sure they watch that asset. But now what we're doing is we're sending personalized assets to these leads. That's why create as much assets as you can based on all the objections, based on all the outcomes. If you have 6 reasons why someone is in the application, like booking in, you should have 6 specific assets toward those people. YouTube videos, interviews, all that kind of stuff. So now the sales team essentially has a Pokemon card deck where they can just be like, fling, 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 here you go, get nurtured. That's the whole goal of this process. We want to make it hyper personalized because as you guys see here, your sales process has to be an experience that they go through. This shouldn't just be a regular sales process, especially when you're selling B2B. When I go through a sales process and I see, as soon as I book in on Calendly, it says you have been confirmed. I just see that like white message, the Calendly, like after confirmation thing. I'm like, yeah, these people don't know what they're doing. And because of that, I'll cancel my call immediately because if their front end is this bad, it means that their back end is even worse and their fulfillment isn't dialed in. You don't want to be that guy with an offer where people are like, oh man, like they don't know what they're doing. And a lot of people are not knowledgeable, but the people who pay you the big bucks, the big boys, they know about this stuff. So optimize for that. Same thing. These assets are so hyper specific. That's an experience that they're going through. They're like, wow, everything that I needed, they're just giving to me. So now you're handling discovery questions initially here. We're like, hey, I saw that you came in because of banking regulations. Great. We answered that. We showed them a client interview. So now they know that we can help them with this. But even better now going forward, we could send them specific documents like a Q&A doc right after. It could be, this works well for B2B, at least from my experience, where I'll reach out or the sales team will, and they'll be like, hey, here's a lot of the most common questions that our clients in the past have had. Take a look at this. Our clients have loved this in the past. And now you can have breakout videos. You can have some objection handling assets in there. They'll go through it. They'll skim through it. They'll get a few of them answered. At the end of the day, you don't need to completely nurture someone. If you sold them on the opportunity pretty well on the front end, you're giving them a lot of these assets in the back end, and they feel like the sales team is actually communicating with them. These people are going to want to buy from you. It's as simple as that. And that's how we were able to actually go ahead and do $45,000 with 6K in ad spend, because we had this whole process intact. Let me make this a little bit prettier for you guys. Exactly how we were able to do this. So to end this off, you guys have this document link down below. And if you're interested, you're like, wow, this guy's a G, maybe I want to work with him, go down below, hit that first link. You can watch that video, see if it even makes sense for us to work together, or reach out to me on Instagram, send me like a little kiss emoji. From there, we'll be able to possibly work together, scale your offer like we did for this person. And yeah, we'll talk about it soon. Peace.